Hey guys, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be watching The Princess Bride by Rob Reiner, starring Carrie Elway, Robin Wright, and Mandy Patinkin. As you already might be aware, I watched two of Reiner's films on the channel, Misery and Stand By Me. Both had completely different tones and I honestly enjoyed both films. Do check them out if you have the time. Reiner is a director whose work I generally enjoy, but I don't think he directed anything of significance in the last several years. I know Carrie Elway from Robin Hood Men in Tights, which I watched so long ago, I don't remember the film at all, but I remember his face. I've also seen him in Liar Liar. Robin Wright, on the other hand, I've seen in so many different things, from Jenny in Forrest Gump all the way to Claire in House of Cards. Moving on to the film itself, this movie, I've been aware of it for the longest time, but I didn't watch it because I thought it was some sappy romantic film. But apparently, I'm very wrong. According to the comments and recommendations, I should expect a fantasy adventure film with romantic and comedy elements to it. So that's all I'm expecting. But before we get into it, to help support the channel, I have a Patreon page for full-length reactions to over 60 movies, early access, and weekly polls for what to watch next. You'll need your own copy to watch along, of course. Please consider being a patron. Please subscribe to the channel. Do check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video, dislike it if you didn't. With all that being said, let's get started. The Princess Bride, Reiner, Elway, Wright. Let's go. The Princess Bride. Video game graphics in the 80s. I remember playing on the Atari 2600, which this probably is.
Hi, honey. Your grandfather's here.
Don't pinch my cheek. I hate that.
Hey,
Wait, is this film set in modern times?
brought you a special present.
A book.
What is it?
Open it up.
Oh, it's a story told by the grandfather, probably.
A book?
This is a special book.
Got any sports in it?
Are you kidding? Fencing, fighting, torture, revenge, giants, monsters.
I'll try and stay awake.
Buttercup was raised on a small farm in the country of Florin. Nothing gave Buttercup as much pleasure as ordering Wesley around.
Farm boy, fill these with water.
Young Robin Wright and Carrie Elway.
As you wish.
That day, she was amazed to discover that when he was saying, "as you wish," what he meant was, "I love you." And even more amazing was the day she realized she truly loved him back.
Hey. Okay.
Are you trying to trick me? And where's the sports?
That was about to be my question. Is it already a romantic film?
Wait, just wait. Wesley had no money for marriage, so he packed his few belongings and left the farm to seek his fortune across the sea.
Reiner is structuring the film in a very fun way.
Wesley didn't reach his destination. His ship was attacked by the dread pirate Roberts. When Buttercup got the news that Wesley was murdered,
I will never love again.
to hear the announcement of the great Prince Humperdinck's bride,
I really like this set.
Our country will have its 500th anniversary. I shall marry a lady who was once a commoner like yourselves. Would you like to meet her? Princess Buttercup.
Oh.
she did not love him.
So we have our antagonist now.
The only joy she found was in a daily ride.
We are but poor lost.
That's Andre the Giant.
Then there will be no one to hear you scream.
And that's Mandy Patinkin. I didn't even recognize him for a second because I've seen his work when he's older.
Go!
And they're kidnapping the princess. Okay.
When I found you, you were so slobbering drunk you couldn't buy brandy!
We don't know when this film or this story was set in. I'm guessing a couple of hundred years ago.
Prince will see you all hanged.
Of all the necks on this boat, Highness, the one you should be worrying about is your own.
Probably some local fisherman out for a pleasure cruise at night through eel-infested waters. Do you know what that sound is, Highness? Those are the shrieking eels.
They're actual eels.
The eel doesn't get her. We can stop now if you want.
No.
Wow, I can relate to the kids so much. Very nice framing of the narrative by Reiner here.
Then
Look, whoever he is, he's too late. The cliffs of insanity! Hurry up!
This is a movie set, obviously. Holy crap. Andre the Giant.
Faster!
Wow, that's actually impressive stunt work if you think about it. Lucky.
You carry her. If he falls, fine. If not, the sword. I'm waiting!
Ah, he's so annoying. I actually like the performance because it's not easy to annoy me like that.
Slow going? This is not as easy as it looks, so I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't distract me. Sorry.
I actually think that's Elway's character.
I have got some rope up here, but I do not think it would accept my help, since I am only waiting around to kill you.
It is.
I promise I will not kill you until you reach the top.
But I'm afraid you'll just have to wait.
I hate waiting.
So cheesy, these dialogues, but it's working for a fairy tale.
Well, wait until you're ready.
What an honorable swordsman. I think both of them are good guys.
You don't by any chance happen to have 6 fingers on your right hand?
Do you always begin conversations this way?
My father was slaughtered by a 6-fingered man. Without a word, the 6-fingered man slashed him through the heart. So naturally, I challenged his murderer to a duel. I failed. 6-fingered man lived me alive. But he gave me this.
How old were you?
I was 11 years old.
Wow.
So the next time we meet, I will not fail. I will go up to the 6-fingered man and say, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
I've heard this in so many different places. In other films, it's been referenced thousands of times. And it's from here.
You see, my distant fellow, I hate to kill you.
Ooh. I'm actually enjoying the music too. Even though it's a little cliche, again, it's working in this fairy tale setting.
You are wonderful.
Then why are you smiling?
Because I know something you don't know.
And what is that?
He's switched to his right hand.
Ha! You're amazing.
There's mutual respect.
I'm not left-handed either.
All of this is so exaggerated, and I'm kind of enjoying that. The actual choreography of the fight is very well done, and it's been executed by Elway and Patinkin pretty well. I would even say the editing is a little basic, but it goes here because they're not doing any sharp cuts.
Please understand, I hold you in the highest respect.
Inconceivable!
Inconceivable.
What did I do?
Finish him.
You'll put down your rock and I'll put down my sword and we'll try and kill each other like civilized...
Yeah, there's no conceivable way.
Why are you wearing a mask?
Oh no, it's just they're terribly comfortable. I think everyone will be wearing them in the future.
I love that there's no urgency in these fight scenes and there's a lot of dialogue.
Why should that make such a difference?
When you see what?
The Masked Man.
But in the meantime, rest well and dream of large women.
Yeah, it's more of a fantasy comedy than a direct romantic film. And that's the prince.
Mighty duel.
I thought he was the king for a second, but he's the prince.
They were both masters. Clearly, this was all planned by warriors of Gilda.
Reiner's ramping up the music now.
So, you're trying to kidnap what I've rightfully stolen.
In that case, I challenge you to a battle of wits.
I accept.
I wonder if the princess recognizes Wesley's voice.
Where is the poison? The battle of wits has begun.
And I choose? What in the world can that be?
What? Where?
Let's drink. Me from my glass, and you from yours.
You guessed wrong.
You only think I guessed wrong. That's what's so funny. I switched glasses when your back was turned. Ha ha, you fool. Ha!
That... and just instantly dead and off screen. Great choice by Reiner there.
Who are you?
They were both poisoned. I spent the last few years building up an immunity to iocane powder.
Wow. I would never have guessed that. And the prince is hot on their heels, and the princess has no idea that it's Wesley.
I was giving you a chance.
You think your dearest love will save you?
I never said he was my dearest love.
Iocane. I'd bet my life on it. And there are the princess's footprints.
You're the dread pirate Roberts, admit it.
With pride.
You killed my love.
I kill a lot of people.
Why is he not revealing himself?
You mock my pain.
Life is pain, Highness. Now tell me truly, when you found out he was gone, did you get engaged to your prince that same hour, or did you wait a whole week out of respect?
Ah, that's why he's not revealing himself.
I died that day. You can die too, for all I care.
Oh! As you wish.
As you wish.
Oh, my sweet Wesley. What have I done?
Those are clearly stunt people.
He must have seen us closing in.
You're alive. If you want, I can fly.
Wow.
Why didn't you wait for me? Death cannot stop true love.
Cheesy, but I like it.
Oh, no. No, please.
I'm with this kid.
Kissing again.
Someday you may not mind so much. Wesley and Buttercup raced along the ravine floor.
A few more steps and we'll be safe in the fire swamp. It's not that bad. Stuff like this even goes further to show Reiner is going out of his way to show fantasy elements. Finally, Robert's decided something. I'll most likely kill you in the morning. 3 years, he said that. But Roberts had grown so rich, he wanted to retire. So he took me to his cabin, told me his secret. I am not the Dread Pirate Roberts, he said. Then he explained that the name was the important thing for inspiring the necessary.
Ah, so it's a title.
Once the crew believed, he left the ship, and I have been Roberts ever since. I shall retire and hand the name over to someone else. Is everything clear to you?
It's clear to me too. Quicksand, but that's abnormally quick. What the heck?
I'll never succeed. What about the ROUSs?
Rodents of unusual size? I don't think they exist.
That really subverted my expectations, and that was awesome. Those creatures actually look pretty convincing. Holy crap, how did they get the limbs to move like that so naturally? Oh no.
I tell you once again, surrender.
Will you promise not to hurt him? Promise to return him to his ship.
I swear it will be done.
And she's gone. 6 fingers.
You have 6 fingers on your right hand. Someone was looking for you.
But nobody withstands the machine.
The machine.
This time as their queen.
If she didn't marry him, it wouldn't be fair.
Exactly.
Life isn't always fair.
I present to you your queen.
Boo! 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 It was 10 days till the wedding. The king still lived, but Buttercup's nightmares were growing.
It was just a dream.
Didn't I tell you she'd never marry that rotten humperdink?
You're right, kid.
I love Wesley.
Are you certain he still wants you? We'll run up the white flag and deliver your message. Once Gilder is blamed, the nation will be truly outraged. They'll demand we go to war.
Oh, I just got the plan of the prince.
Ah.
So he's going to murder Buttercup to blame it on them, he has a good excuse to go to war. The story has a bit of depth to it, which I did not expect.
So I want you to be totally honest with me on how the machine makes you feel. This being our first try, I'll use the lowest setting.
Now, this is a beautifully made prop. I don't know how this is working, but it's beautifully made. That's all I can say.
Be honest. How do you feel? Interesting.
I want the thief's forest emptied before I wed.
They're together.
And as Fezzik nursed his inebriated friend back to health.
That's enough!
Where is this Rugen now? So I might kill him. I need Vicina to plan. I have no gift for strategy.
But Vincent is dead.
Let's go.
Where?
Find the men in black, obviously.
I like Montoya.
The gate has but one key.
Tonight, we marry.
You never sent the ships. For not having seen sooner that you were nothing but a coward with a heart full of fear.
Whoa!
Not to 50!
Wow. His cries can be heard around the entire area.
Where is the man in black? Check his memory. Need you to guide my sword.
Beautifully framed with the god rays coming behind him.
Guide my sword.
Now he does.
He's dead.
Wesley's only faking. Who kills Prince Humperdinck? At the end, somebody's got to do it.
Nobody kills him. He lives.
Come along, Fezzik. Bring the body.
The body.
I just hope he's enough to buy a miracle. That's all.
I might kill whoever you want to make the miracle.
He's already dead.
I recognize his voice and his eyes. I think that's Billy Crystal.
Liar!
Get back, witch!
I'm not a witch, I'm your wife.
I wonder whether she's a famous actress too, under all that makeup.
That's a miracle pill.
But you have to wait 15 minutes for full potency. Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a miracle.
Even they're skeptical.
Why won't my arms move?
Let me explain. No, there is too much. Buttercup is marrying Humperdinck in a little less than half an hour. So all we have to do is get in, break up the wedding, steal the princess, make our escape. After I kill Count Rugen. Where are they by?
If I had a month to plan, maybe I could come up with something like this. Now, I'll need a sword eventually.
Why? You can't even lift one.
True, but that's hardly common knowledge, is it?
My Wesley will save me.
This is a wonderful set and framing.
I'm the Dwight Pod Roberts.
No, not yet.
Here comes my Wesley now.
I have no key. Fezzik, tear his arms off. Oh, you mean this guy?
I love the fact that the hero himself is literally paralyzed and he's being helped by his allies.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
No way! I expected an epic duel!
He's getting away from me, Fezzik! Please!
Reiner.
Since I'm killing myself once we reach the honeymoon suite.
Wouldn't that be nice? He kissed me.
The king is so unaware of everything.
There's a shortage of perfect breasts in this world.
Wesley?
Are you still trying to win?
He's been fencing for 20 years. Oh man, the music is being used exquisitely. It's being timed with the strikes.
Stop saying that! Hello! My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die! Now!
Offer me money. Anything you want. I want my father back, you son of
so satisfying.
But first things first.
To the pain means the first thing you lose will be your feet below the ankles.
And then my ears, I understand. Let's get on with it.
Wrong!
Wow. The power of intimidation plus a coward prince. Inigo Montoya is running, so he should be fine.
Because he has no strength.
I knew it. I knew you were bluffing. I knew he was bluffing.
Whatever happens to us, I want him to live a long life alone with his cowardice.
Inigo, pass at the prince's table.
4 beautiful horses.
I have been in the revenge business so long, I don't know what to do with the rest of my life.
Have you ever considered piracy? It'd make a wonderful trip pirate Roberts.
And as dawn arose, Wesley and Buttercup knew they were safe.
What? What?
Now it's kissing again. You don't want to hear it.
I don't mind so much.
Just like me, he's invested in the story too much not to hear the ending.
Since the invention of the kiss, there have been 5 kisses that were rated the most passionate, the most pure. The end.
What a great grandfather and grandson relationship, which I failed to mention earlier.
Maybe you could come over and read it again to me tomorrow.
As you wish.
Oh, what a wonderful way to say I love you. And to end the film, directed by Rob Reiner. I really enjoyed the film, guys. It was not what I expected. Okay, I took some time to collect my thoughts. First off, that was such a fun movie. A wonderful change from what I usually do on the channel. This film was cheesy, over the top, and just plain fun. At no point I felt like the protagonists were in any real danger, which allowed more immersion for me. Reiner's choice in the actual narrative using the grandpa-grandson storytelling style was great, as I felt just like that little boy listening to this epic fantasy adventure. There were weaknesses in the movie too, like the cinematography and certain performances and some of the sets, but all in all, very enjoyable. Let's get started with the directing by Rob Reiner and the screenplay and the book by William Goldman. The actual story and the script were wonderfully written by Goldman. His characters weren't believable at all, but instead they were entertaining and whimsical. The action sequences, apart from Montoya getting revenge, had almost no weight to them whatsoever, which is not an issue for me in this film due to the humorous dialogue, which kept me pretty engaged. Speaking of the dialogue, the on-screen chemistry between Elway and Wright was just wonderful, and starting the story off with them already in love was a great choice because it set the stage for more storytelling opportunities. Rob Reiner used a storytelling narrative which isn't uncommon, but the way he seamlessly transitioned between the present and the actual story was really impressive. I don't feel like the story was disjointed at all. It flowed pretty smoothly, I'd say. The storyline involving Inigo Montoya was probably my favorite part of the entire film, since I've heard the line, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." So many times, so many times, and I finally have context behind it. When his character was stabbed and bleeding out, that was the only time I felt real emotions, and I wanted him to get his revenge for his father, which he does in spectacular fashion. Great scene and subplot. The main plot was just as entertaining, with depth I didn't expect. The prince, our primary antagonist, had a pretty good plan to go to war, which was by killing his bride after the wedding and blaming it on his rivals, giving him the perfect excuse to go into battle. The film ends predictably though, which I had no complaints with, as this was clearly a fairy tale within a movie. Buttercup and Wesley end up together. Inigo Montoya has his lifelong revenge, but interestingly, the prince wasn't killed at the end. Instead, he was allowed to live the rest of his life in shame and cowardice. I know that's supposed to send a good message, but the logical part of my brain keeps thinking that he will come back for revenge somehow, as he was shown to be an exceptional tracker and hunter. Anyways, I really loved the script and liked the directing from Reiner. Moving on to the cinematography and editing, Reiner, in my opinion, does not direct the best cinematographical work. I don't know whether that's a word. I just invented it. As shown from his work in Misery or Stand By Me. But he's pretty competent at it. There was nothing extraordinary nor was there bad cinematography. It was just average. The editing of the film was overall good, but again, not great. Action sequences, which were choreographed very beautifully, and the seamless transitions between the present and the fairy tale were pretty well edited. But the intimate moments between the character interactions could have been edited a little better for more of an emotional impact, in my opinion. One thing I might have said to Reiner as he was making the film is to use more prime lenses to isolate his characters, especially when they're giving an epic monologue. But then again, pretty good work here. Let's talk about the makeup and costumes and stunt work of the film. And the set designs too. The set designs were a little hit and miss in my opinion, since the large sets were made beautifully, whereas the smaller sets felt a little fake and under-detailed. For a fairy tale movie like this, it's completely fine though. Just something to note. Not a criticism, I'd say. The makeup and costumes were pretty good, with the notable exception of Billy Crystal's character, which looked a little unconvincing. And yes, I was right, that was Billy Crystal. I just had to look him up. His New York accent gave him away. You can take away Billy Crystal from New York, but you can't take away the New York from Billy Crystal. It's just so unique and recognizable. Carrie Elway and Robin Wright played Wesley and Buttercup respectively. To be honest, I enjoyed Wright's performance a little better than Elway's, as she portrayed her character to be a little more believable, in my opinion. Apart from that, their excellent on-screen chemistry. Apart from the excellent on-screen chemistry, I don't have much to say about their performances. They were pretty good, with Wright taking the edge. Mandy Patinkin and Andre the Giant played Inigo Montoya and Fezzik. I have to admit, I didn't catch the name Fezzik at all the entire runtime, and I had to look it up. I was surprised to see Andre the Giant in this role. I was a huge fan of him when I was like 3 or 4 or 5 years or 6 years old, and I used to watch WWF. And honestly, even though he can't act at all and he was barely understandable, I really enjoyed the humor derived from his large physical presence. Mandy Patinkin's Inigo Montoya stole the show for me though. He was just great and easily the most believable character in the entire story for me. He played his character with heart, and his need for revenge was a great driver of the story and his motivations. As for the criticisms, I have mentioned them before, like the basic cinematography, a couple of editing choices, and some of the performances of the secondary cast. But overall, this was such an entertaining film from start to finish. There was never a dull moment at all in the entire runtime. Rob Reiner was pretty good in directing, so were Elway and Wright. But Patinkin's Montoya really stole the show for me. I was wrong. This isn't just a romance film. It had swords, an evil prince, creatures, pirates, adventure, action, in addition to romance. I highly recommend this film for anyone and everyone. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have a Patreon page. Consider being a patron. Subscribe to the channel. Like if you liked this video. Dislike it if you didn't. I will see you in the next one. Bye.